So there's a ceiling in service-based businesses that almost no one ever talks about. And it sits right around the 30,000 to 50,000 a month mark. Some months you break through it, most months you don't. And the frustrating part is you can't figure out why. Because on paper, the business should be growing, the team's working, the clients are relatively happy, there's a demand for your service, but the numbers just won't move. So I'm going to tell you what that ceiling actually is, why it has almost nothing to do with with the things that you've been trying to fix, and what changes on the other side of it. Look, I've never met you before. I don't know your name. I don't know what specific service you offer, but I've spent decades in the service-based businesses. I built one of the top 5% businesses in North America, and today I advise owners running anywhere from $1 million to $20 million a year. And I've had this exact conversation with more owners than I can count. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to describe your business back to you, your week, your team, the exact thoughts you had sitting on your couch last Sunday night. If I get it wrong, close the video, no hard feelings. But if I get it right, stay, because I'm going to reveal what's actually broken and what the version of you doing 100,000 a month is doing differently. So here's what I already know about your business without ever seeing it. First of all, let's talk about how you think. You still view yourself as the person who does the work best in the building. And frankly, you are. You firmly believe that if you don't handle it yourself, it won't get done right. In fact, the last time you tested that theory and handed a big project off, you were proved right. You measure your days by the task you finished, not by the decisions you made. And whenever you aren't doing the actual production work, you feel guilty. You've been waiting to feel ready to run the company like a true CEO. So let me save you some time. That feeling isn't coming. Now, let's look at your team. They text you on weekends, not because they don't respect your time, because there's literally no other way for them to get an answer. Your standards live entirely inside your head and nowhere else. Onboarding a new hire just means having them shadow you for 2 weeks and praying it sticks. Then it comes to the team meetings. You either don't have a weekly meeting, or the one you do have is just you giving top-down updates. You avoid hard conversations until you have to have them all at once, usually right after someone's already checked out emotionally. And your absolute best team members, they produce maybe 20% of your personal output. A chunk of every single week is spent silently panicking about what happens if they quit. And finally, look at your operations. Your CRM is essentially your email inbox. Your operating manual is just your memory. Sales only close when you are on the call. Whenever anyone else tries, the deal falls apart. Because of that, client quality depends entirely on which day of the week they walk through the door. Taking 2 weeks off doesn't sound like a vacation to you. It sounds terrifying. You can name every client, but you can also name every single complaint from the last month. If any of that landed, I'm sorry, because what you think is broken isn't what's actually broken. So here's what makes this stage so absolutely exhausting. Already know that something's off. You're not blind to that, but when you sit down to figure out what to fix, you land on the wrong answer every single time. And I know, because I've heard the same three excuses from almost every business owner at this level. You've probably said one of them to yourself this week. I need more leads. No, you don't. You need to convert the leads you already get and retain the clients you already have. I need more good hires. Not yet. Not until you know how to lead the people already on your payroll. Adding people to a team without leadership just gives you a bigger problem to manage. I need a new funnel, a new brand, a new, better website. That's a cosmetic fix for a structural problem. Changing the paint color doesn't matter if the foundation is cracked. So if it's not the leads, the teams, the offer, the funnel, what is it? So before I show you the one thing that's actually broken, if any of this is landing and it resonates with you, and you want to know the exact things stopping your business from getting to 100K a month plus, there's a link in the description below. I offer a business growth roadmap session. It's a free 20 to 30-minute call with me where we go through your business, identify where the structure is actually breaking, and give you a clear plan for what to fix first. For the owners who already know they need help, that link is down below. For everyone else, stay with me. This next part is the one I wish someone had told me when I was where you are at now. So here it is. You've built a business that only works when you're inside it. 20, 30 to 50K a month, a service business survives purely on the owner's stamina. You can, by brute force your way through it. You can outwork the chaos, but above 50K a month, stamina breaks. At that level, every extra dollar of growth costs an hour of your life, and you only have so many hours. So here's the uncomfortable truth. The version of you that built the business to where it is today is not the version of you that can take it past the 100K a month mark. Same person, wrong operating system. You didn't do anything wrong. What got you here was entirely the right thing to do at the time, but it is the exact same thing keeping you stuck right now. So what does the other version of you look like? I've watched people make this shift. I can tell you exactly what changes. So here's how a 100K plus a month business owner functions. Their job isn't to put out fires. Their job is to make 3 to 5 high stakes decisions a week that nobody else can make. That's it. They measure their value by what happens when they're not in the building, not when they are. They are completely comfortable with the work getting done differently than they would have done it, so long as the outcome meets the standard. They think in quarters, not in days. They measure outcomes, not busy work. They stopped waiting to feel ready. They just decided to lead. Look at their team dynamic. The team has a leader who isn't the owner. Sometimes it's an operations manager. Sometimes it's a team lead, but it isn't you. Standards are written down and documented. Everyone knows what good looks like without having to ask. The leadership team meets on a predictable weekly rhythm, and the owner isn't running that meeting solo. When hard conversations need to happen, they happen inside a clear system, not from a gut reaction and not 2 months too late. They know their bench. They know who's ready to step up, who has plateaued, who needs development. So let's look at operations at the 100K level. The business has a clear scoreboard. The owner looks at key metrics, not daily activity logs. New clients enter on an automated sales and delivery pipeline that runs without the owner ever touching it. Taking 2 weeks off has zero impact on revenue, and best of all, they can predict next quarter's revenue within 10 cents. Now, here's the part almost nobody figures out. And it's the reason most owners never make this jump, even when they can see exactly what's broken. You don't have a 50,000K problem, a 50K problem. You have a 50K identity. Every owner I speak to assumes that doing 100K a month must be twice as hard as 50K. It isn't the exact opposite. It's not even close. 30 to 50K a month is the single hardest revenue level to run a business. You're doing everything yourself, leading no one effectively, and running the company on your own with your own physical body. 100K a month is easier, not because the numbers are bigger, but because the business is running on a structure instead of your stamina. Most people never cross that line because they think they need to work harder to earn the jump. They don't. They need to work differently. And that means letting go of the identity that got them here in the first place. You don't have a 50K problem. You have a 50K identity. And while that identity is the hardest thing to give up, it's the only thing that will actually change the numbers. So that's the honest diagnosis. If you're sitting here thinking, okay, I see it now, but where do I even start? That's the right question. If you want to know the exact things stopping your business from getting to that 100K plus a month, here's a link in the description. I offer a business growth roadmap session. It's a 20 to 30-minute call with me where we go through your business, identify the structure, where it's actually breaking, and give you a clear plan for what to fix first. If you're at or near 50K a month and you're ready to make this jump, that's the next step. If you're not there yet, keep watching my other videos and I will see you in the next one.